Hey everyone, today's video is just going to be a short one. Just want to go over a couple of tips when you're working on your homelab network rack. So one tip, you're going to want to label each of your cables, and that makes troubleshooting a lot easier. And it just keeps things a lot more organized. Now what I do is I try to put the name of the device corresponding to the Ethernet cable coming into the keystone. And if there isn't a device on it yet, I'll leave it blank. And then I have some other devices over here. Now on my network, the first 16 are going to run on a 2.5 gig internal network. The other 8 are just going to run on 1 gig. Now everything coming into it is 1 gig. So the 2.5 is only internal. That's why I have my NASs and my backup devices all going to 2.5, along with my computers all going to the 2.5, so they'll be able to talk to each other. Now I also like to put the port number. So in this case, the Synology has 2 ports. So I've got port 1 and port 2 for Synology, but it's also the patch panel port 1 and 2, and then etc, etc. Some of them I've had to reuse. These are all the 2.5 connections. Then I've got these 17 through 24, and 20 is labeled the wrong side. I've got an open spot here on 24. It's just a lot easier knowing what's connected where. So now I need to get this put back into the rack. So now I'm going to go ahead and install my new 2.5 gig network switch. And I'm also going to change out the patch panel cables. I'm going to leave the red cable there because that's the one coming out of the patch panel that's going to then go into the 2.5 gig switch. That's my main network feed. Now because of the distance between the keystone ports on the patch panel and the ports on the 2.5 gig switch, I'm going to have to use some longer cables, so I'm going to actually loop those around so they won't be too messy. So I'm going to try to use the longer ones on the ends for the longer runs, and then I'll use the shorter 6-inch ones for the closer connections. Now, if you're doing this at home, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's what a home lab is for. And this is what the final product looks like. When you do have a server rack for your home lab, try to plan ahead and have empty shelves. That way you have plenty of room for expansion as well as ventilation. So I've got the heavier equipment down at the bottom to keep it weight down, and the lighter equipment heading up on the shelves. And as you can see, once you get above my TerraMaster NAS and DAS, I just have some storage containers on there, but that gives me plenty of room for future growth. So I hope you found some value in this video today, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing and sharing with your friends, and let me know down in the comments what other suggestions you might have. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.